How's your Star Wars?
Ojaba.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our very next episode of How's Your Star Wars. My name's Eric with Twin Sons Outpost, and hopefully you guys are doing well and staying safe and staying healthy. Today I wanted to tell you a little story about a 9-year-old boy, and that 9-year-old boy was me. And when I was a 9-year-old kid, episode 1 had just come out, and they had a lot of really exciting promotions. I mean, after all, this was the very first Star Wars movie in 16 years. From 1983 to 1999, there was not a Star Wars movie. And I know that's hard to believe because over the last 5 years, we've gotten a Star Wars movie every single year. But this 9-year-old kid, 9-year-old Eric, went around and got some of the Pepsi products. So during this time, Pepsi One, Mountain Dew, a lot of the Pepsi products actually had Star Wars associated with them, and they made pop cans. And so I collected some of them, not all of them. I collected some of the pop cans, and my mother, actually my parents together, I should say, they didn't really understand that I was going to become this big collector. I mean, I didn't understand I was going to become a big collector either. So it was sort of just like a parental thing where they told me that I could not keep these empty pop cans around the house anymore. And I understood. I mean, I was upset, but I get it. They were, trash. But over the years, that's something that we always talk about. Like my parents, made me throw away these Pepsi cans, these pop cans. And recently my collection was featured on a show called The Collector's Call. And I'm sure some of you saw that, and I'm very excited about it. But while we were filming that, my mother actually, who was part of the show, she came up with an idea, and she was going to surprise me with said idea. And so essentially what she did was she went online without me knowing, and she purchased this little beauty. So this is a Pepsi display with the episode 1 N1 Naboo Starfighter, and you turn it and this opens like so. So look at that awesomeness. So it's the Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and I believe it's the Pepsi One cans. Each can has a different character on it, and so you can rotate them around in here. It's gonna be kind of hard for me to do that while I'm holding it up to the camera, but you can rotate them around and they contain different characters. So I definitely remember having the Mountain Dew Mace Windu, and over here by my pinky, the Pepsi Anakin. But there's some really great Star Wars Pepsi cans. And so this was something that my parents surprised me with on the day that The Collector's Call premiered. My episode of The Collector's Call premiered. And so I was just ecstatic. It was a very sentimental moment for me, because this is something that obviously through the years my parents felt bad about, and it's something that obviously you couldn't know that I was going to become the collector that I am, but they didn't stop there. No, they didn't. So what they did next was, after they got this, my mom found something else on eBay. And this is really cool, and some of you might know what this is. Others, maybe not. Maybe this is the first time you're seeing this. But check this out. So this is actually what they call the Destiny can. So this actually has Vader and Anakin on it. So that makes sense, right? With Destiny. And this comes with a special case. And I don't know if this is going to be backwards or not, if you guys can see that. But on here it says limited edition Destiny Collector Can. So this was only available to the people who worked for Pepsi Corporate. This was like a corporate Pepsi can only. So only if you worked for Pepsi at the time were you able to get this. And so this was up on eBay, and so they just went above and beyond. They got this special case for me with all the Pepsi and Mountain Dew and Pepsi One cans, and then they picked this up as well, which is absolutely incredible. Now right now I'm in my household area, so you can kind of see some things that you might find in a house, Kinder eggs and other things in the background over there. So right now I'm trying to figure out where I could put these. The cool thing about this is if you look at the back, there's places to hang it. So if I come up with some wall space, I can do that too. And actually, as I'm looking over here, I'm gonna see if I can rotate this camera so you guys can see. But there is another promotion. So that's an Obi-Wan Kenobi life-size cutout with Mountain Dew, the Mountain Dew logo on there. So they did a ton of these. I actually have over there's a Pepsi one with Queen Amidala and another Pepsi one with Mace Windu on it. So it's really kind of cool to see these nostalgic things from the 90s show up again, especially something like this that is very, very meaningful to me because there's a history there. So I want to know, everybody that is here with us watching How's Your Star Wars. Obviously, it's a tough time right now for us in this world. But let's try and focus on some things that make us happy, some things that lift our spirits. How's your Star Wars, guys? If you have something exciting going on in your life relating to Star Wars, I want to see it. This was a very special moment for me to kind of get these Pepsi cans back. So if you've got something exciting in your life, it could be items, it could be an experience that you did recently, it could be just playing a video game or whatever it might be. We want to hear about it. So make sure that you leave a comment not only on this video, but if you want to just use the hashtag How's Your Star Wars on Twitter, we'll find it that way as well. So thanks for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.
Ujaba. Ujaba.